What's going on, guys? This is the Red Rogue, and today we'll be talking Shadowlands, but also not talking Shadowlands. This isn't going to be a conduit video, or a legendary video, or even a dungeon video. Nope, today we'll be talking about quality of life improvements coming with Shadowlands. Shadowlands might be a pretty cool looking expansion with a lot of crazy new game mechanics to talk about in it, but today we'll be looking at some pretty awesome yet simple changes that Blizzard has added to WoW in general. So let's qualitize our life a little bit. Qualitize isn't a real word, is it? Whatever, just roll the intro. Alright, so we know Blizzard is adding plenty of crazy new things to give us more power, and choices, and unchoices, and all that stuff with Shadowlands. But what about things that are just cool / more convenient for the game? I've come across quite a few so far in beta, so I figured I'd share them with you folks, as most of these are just nice, simple things that will be quite helpful or just kinda cool. This is probably going to be a bit shorter of a video than usual, simply because I don't need to ramble on for 10 minutes about certain additions. So if you want more full-featured Shiba shenanigans, I highly recommend checking out the rest of the channel. I do new uploads every weekday and try to cover a variety of content. I'm also over on Twitter now, where I've thrown random WoW-oriented posts up every now and then, as well as posting links to the new video of the day. Okay, shameless plug over. Let's start with the most visually noticeable change Blizzard has made that I've found so far. The character selection screen. Blizzard finally decided to do an overhaul of the character creation menu, giving a much more modern user interface look to it, as well as these really freaking cool animations for their introductions of each class. This was a nice little bit of flavor and style to the otherwise pretty boring and very dated looking character creation menu. This is probably the least impactful of the list of things that I've found so far if you're a current or veteran player. However, it is a nice touch and may help new players of the game be more drawn into the fantasy aspects of the game and the classes that they can choose from, which is very important to the longevity of WoW, so overall this is still a very good addition. There's also a metric ton of character customization options coming with Shadowlands, which I guess you could argue is a quality of life improvement as well. Things like new multicolored eyes, new hairstyles, new skin tones, new tattoo options, jewelry options. And for druids, you'll be able to choose your bear form and your cat form individually at the barbershop. Blizzard is also removing the monetary cost associated with changing the gender of your character, as currently that's a cash shop only option, so now you'll be able to do that at the barbershop. While I personally have never changed a single thing about Xera since they added the dreadlock hairstyle that he has currently, I can see why people would be very interested in all these new additions, so that's really awesome. Up next, we have an exceptionally useful yet tiny addition. This is something that will probably be appreciated more by people with auction house alts, or just those who shuffle items between their characters more often than others. Basically, as you can see on the character select screen here, they've added a nice little letter icon to let you know that this character has Unread Mail, and it even tells you who that Unread Mail is from. Something so simple that I honestly didn't even think of it before seeing this, and I'm glad that this has been added to the game. Now for actually in-game changes. Most of the ones I've found are directly associated with the questing system of WoW, which has long since needed some improvements. A lot of folks have gotten to the point of using add-ons for quest-oriented duties, but I think these might help out quite a bit. So the first thing I noticed is Blizzard has incorporated a new objective marker thingy to the UI. Basically, if you're in the general zone of your tracked quest, it will show a nice little diamond thingy on your screen to point you in the right direction, as well as a general distance you are away from it. More or less, it's a built-in TomTom-ish waypoint native to the standard UI, which is still very nice to have, and it's simple and effective, which are very important. Another great feature that quests have now is that there is a more visible identifier if a quest is part of the main/plot relevant campaign quests. Not only will the quest giver's little exclamation point thing have a shield around it, but it will have a shield icon in your quest journal as well. While these might not seem like much, it helps immensely to know what things are considered more important than others while running around to all these new zones, and what things you need to complete to progress in the story. This next feature involves your Covenant calling quests. Consider these kinda sorta like emissaries in BFA or Legion, but instead of giving you gear or AP, they give you anima, which is used for some Covenant-related goodies that I'll have to elaborate on in a future video. The nice thing they did with these is not only can you track them from your Covenant Sanctum report button on your minimap once you pick them up, But you'll also know who has a Covenant calling quest for you because they'll have this crazy bright neon blue aura around them, which is nice when you can have a bunch of quests going on all at once and you don't want to forget these ones in particular. This next feature is probably one of the most useful ones when doing world content. Blizzard has introduced map pins. Essentially, these let you mark somewhere on the world map, and you can then share this pin location with other players. So that way the next time your friend is lost and doesn't know where the entrance to a dungeon is, or can't find a rare spawn that you're about to kill, you can just tag the map and share the pin, and there you go, problem solved. And who can forget that WoW is still an RPG with story elements? Well, I can, because I have the memory of a goldfish. So, Blizzard has added a new feature to the campaign chapters. You can click on this little button here, and it will give you a brief recap of the story so far. I am hoping they do something like this retroactively for all questing zones, though I know that would be a very ambitious project to undertake. Still, it would be immensely helpful for the times I go back to finish Lore Master and forget exactly what was going on in the story. Because, you know, we totally read every line of text in those quests and don't just have like, oh, I don't know, an auto-accept add-on and an auto-turn-in add-on for that. Yep, nope, definitely don't have that. I'm sure I'm missing a few cool/new things that they've added, but these are the main quality of life additions that I've found in the time I've been playing the Shadowlands beta. Honestly, WoW has needed a lot of these additions for a very long time, and it's refreshing to see them finally starting to improve the user experience. Now I can only hope that one day they'll get a standard UI that is as modular and as powerful as Star Wars: The Old Republic's. Seriously, it has the most impressive native UI I've seen in basically any game ever if you haven't seen it before. I hope you folks liked the video. If so, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. That way you'll know every time I put these up, so you won't miss any of the Sheba shenanigans I have to offer. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to ask, as I do my best to answer every one of them back as promptly as I can. You can also check up on all the social media/Twitter oriented things for the channel at Zera the Red Rogue, if you're into that sort of stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. This is the Red Rogue, and I'll see you guys around.